Hello everyone, how everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. This video is about Gabriel Fernandez. Gabriel Fernandez was an 8-year-old boy. He only weighed 59 pounds when he was killed by his mother and his stepdad, which is very sad that this young little boy had to go through all this pain, all this hurt, and torture before he died. But the thing about it that gets me the most about this case is the social workers and people that was called. The teachers complained about these parents, all these broken bones, all these black eyes, all this. He was burned, marked with cigarettes. He was shot with BB guns. Just a lot of stuff happened to this little boy. He was living with his uncle and his significant other, and parts of his life he was staying with his grandmother that his mother gave him up when he was a baby, and he was happy with these people, his other family members, but he took him and gave him back to the mother, which I think is really messed up. And his brother and his other siblings had to watch what they did to him, and these social workers, even dead, they had calls and everything. They didn't do nothing. And which it was bruises and stuff like that that showed that how badly he was being treated. But he was 8 years old, 59 pounds. That is crazy. Kids weigh more than 59 pounds.
After 8 months of being with the defendant, this is how Gabriel looked. This is the defendant. When he was arrested, he was 6 feet, 2 inches. He weighed 270 pounds. This is Gabriel. When he died, he was 8 years old. He was 4'1". He weighed 59 pounds. Gabriel Fernandez had a tough beginning. When he was born, his mom gave him away. And he was raised by his grandparents and his uncle. And they showed love to him and he showed love to them. And I think throughout his life, he always wondered why, his mom didn't love him. He was a sweet kid. He had a sweet spirit. Children are innocent, and they're very, very unconditionally loving. And so I think everybody can see probably a little Gabriel in them, or a little Gabriel in, their children. What are the charges? The charges you will have to decide, ladies and gentlemen, and the charges at the end of this that I'll ask, we find the defendant guilty of his first-degree murder, and that the murder was intentional and involved in the infliction of torture.
This is of the 911 call in one of the nurses that seen his body.
Yes, I would like to, my son is not breathing.
Your son is what?
He's not breathing.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to transfer you over to the fire department. Don't hang up.
My son is 8 years old.
It's your son, okay. And he's not breathing?
No.
Does he have a seizure?
No, he was wrestling with my other son, and I came in and he just was unconscious.
Okay, do you have the paramedics on the way right now? Are you right there with him?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay, do you know how to do CPR?
I'm just doing the compulsions on the chest right now.
Okay, you need to breathe for him. If he's not breathing, you need to do 2 breaths and 30 compressions. Just need you to keep doing that until the paramedics come, okay? They're on their way. They're coming as fast as they can.
He had a depressed skull fracture, meaning you could feel his skull. You feel your head and it's a nice round. His was like dented. You could feel it's called crepitus, where it's almost like Rice Krispies. You could feel it like crunchy on his head. I remember his throat just looked like somebody burned him, bruising and cuts all over his face. black eyes, cuts everywhere. He had like a weird cut above his penis. He had abrasions like on the top of his foot, like he'd been dragged. Ligature marks on his ankles, like he'd been tied up. I mean, just every part on his body, there was just something. Oh, he's got a bullet in his lung. Oh, he's got a bullet in his groin. It's like cigarette marks that he'd like, when people have been putting cigarettes out on him, and different stages. I mean, he'd have a bruise that looks like it's almost healed, bruises that look brand new, like burns, cuts, abrasions, everything you could think of all over this kid, all over him. He didn't look like a child. I just remember that night thinking, I just can't. I just can't. I just remember saying that. I just can't. Like, I can't wrap my head around this. I can't wrap my head around how it got to this. I'll always remember his name. Gabriel. You're sad, you're angry, you're sitting there thinking, oh my God. Not only do you not think he's gonna make it, but how did these people do this to him? I mean, there's no way you couldn't have seen it. There's so much trauma, so much damage, and there's just so many questions. If CPS isn't doing anything about it, and the sheriffs aren't doing anything about it, how did this happen? She said he slipped in the bathtub. That was the 911 call, that he slipped in the bathtub. Children's Hospital gets there, and they have a whole critical care team that can take care of him, so we transfer all the care over. Then they wheel him out to Children's Hospital in LA.
And at that point, does he have a pulse?
The officer that made it to the scene, he talks about it.
And they put a lot of things here, and they come, I know, for his birthday and for Christmas. The apartment where Gabriel was tortured and murdered is right up there. It was late at night, past 10 o'clock. Ezekiel, Gabriel's brother, was out here directing paramedics and firefighters to go up to the apartment complex. I know paramedic Cermak was surprised that he saw a child out here at 10 o'clock at night. It's not the safest area, especially late at night. And when they went up to the apartment, and they saw something they had never seen before. All the first responders, which all of them had numerous years of experience, said when they got up to the apartment complex, they would never forget what they saw. They were really trying to work on Gabriel and really trying to get him stable enough to move him down the stairs, stable enough to move him into an ambulance, and stable enough to get him to the hospital. On the second search warrant, we had a criminalist come, a DNA analyst. She brings, a fresh roll of red stickers to mark the areas where there located blood or what could have been blood in and around the apartment. And there was so much blood in the apartment that she ran out of red stickers and had to actually use yellow. The only people living in the house, adult-wise, were Sarah Geary and Pro Fernandez. It's still hard to believe two people did all those horrible things to him for 8 months. At the foot of the bed was this kind of cupboard, and they kept him in that cupboard almost every night, and sometimes even during the day. Like how hard it would be for somebody to breathe like that, or to sleep. Or to even, look through the kind of little area that the kids were able to sneak him some food and, see that there was people in that room, but that weren't doing anything to help him or get him out of there. months is a long time. A long time. It's hard. It's hard to be here. There was evil in this apartment. We all want to believe that nobody would intentionally do that to a child. People want to know, why did it happen? There must be some reason.
Did the system fail him here?
What I think is that let's let the social worker trial go, and then I'll answer your question. I can say this. I'm part of the system too, so I have an obligation, not only in this case, but every case, to do my part. To make sure that everybody that I come in contact with gets justice. Let's make sure the people who are responsible for this are held responsible for it.
This, you can hear the mother talking.
What? I don't give a fuck if you're not fucking disrespecting me. What? Fernandez, what? What the fuck? Tell me what the fuck you're taking from my room then. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there and see exactly after you guys fucking take it. I wanna know what the fuck you guys are taking from my fucking room.
Why are you acting this way? Listen, why are you acting this way? I don't get it. Nobody is. That's not what I'm trying to do. Nobody is. Just give me back the cuffs.
You guys fucking got me a 31, a fucking 30 days.
Put your hand inside, please. Put your hand inside.
A 30 fucking.
Put your hand inside.
Fucking
Put your hand inside.
You guys fuck on my fucking makeup that I fucking paid.
Put your hand inside.
All of you guys are bitches. That's why all of you guys had to come up here. That's why all of you fucking people had to come up here.
Couldn't finish it on this video, so I'm making a part 2. So stay tuned to come out for part 2 of Gabriel Fernandez.